Hey, I'm Em and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to turn the light on before I say this. So we today have officially hit 100 subs. Woohoo! So I'm doing a drawing with 100 different art supplies. And when I say different art supplies, these two are from the same pack, so even though they're from the same pack, these two count as two separate ones because I do not own 100 different separate art supplies unless I use paint, and I sort of don't want to get into that stuff, so we're just gonna get into it. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be using to count it in the drawing. I'm gonna be colouring because I'm prepared for once and I've actually done a drawing. You cannot see it all fully, but this is the drawing. There will be some bits that you might not be able to see on camera. And then I've got this. It has exactly 100 squares. I put numbers on it so you could see it, and also so I knew I had the right amount of squares. And every time I use a colour, I'll just colour in one of the squares so we can see how many colours we've used. And that will be... I'm going to try and find the perfect spot for it. Yeah. I line it. Okay, it's a bit wonky, my thing, but it'll be here. It might move around a bit, but you'll be able to see the numbers. So I'm going to get straight into this and I'll see you when it's done, I guess. So let's get straight into the drawing. So I'm starting off by doing the grass. I'm just rubbing out the pencil lines so you can't see them under the markers and coloured pencils and paint pens and all sorts of what I'm going to use. So I start out by doing the grass. I would have used alcohol markers, but I only got them for Christmas, and I did this before Christmas because I wanted it ready. So I would have used them, but obviously I didn't have them at that point, so I couldn't. So I'm doing the separate hills and just colouring all of them in. I'm only on colour number 2. It does get quicker as it goes on. Once I've done the sky and all the hills, each colour seems to go really fast, surprisingly. Like once the sky is done, which was my least favourite part to do, I hate colouring in skies and grass or like the ground. It is my least favourite part because it's so repetitive. Once I've got that over with, I can colour in the water and the houses and the little rubber duck and stuff, and it's more fun. But the first bit is just a little bit boring. So I'm colouring in the last hill. And I was sort of running out of green colours to use, and because I was only using my brush pens at this point, and I was running out of ones to use. But I found a colour, and I started off with my favourite green colour, and then it got to my least favourite at the end. So that went well. And this is me colouring the sky in around the little hot air balloons, which was so fun to do. I enjoyed doing the hot air balloons. When I was drawing this piece, I'll put on screen here how long it took me to draw, because I counted the hours. I don't know how long it took me to colour, but I'll put on screen here how long it took me to draw, not including the colouring in of it. When I was drawing this, the hot air balloons took me so long, honestly. I had to search up pictures of hot air balloons because they didn't look right, and once I did one of them, I was like, oh, I can do this again. So I drew another one, I'm like, that looks decent, and then I drew another one, I'm like, that's so wonky. So I rubbed it out, tried to draw it again, didn't work, rubbed it out, drew it again, until it ended up being some random hot air balloon in the sky. That lake in the corner is one of my favourite colours of pens I've got. And then I'm doing the waterfall, and I use a coloured pencil to go in between the gaps on it to make sure there's no white, and also to get my colour count up, because we're already on number, 13 or 14. So, you know, we're quite high on our colour count already to say it's only, 5 minutes into the video. And as I said, as the video goes on, the quicker it gets, like, we're colouring in because there's smaller areas, which means more colours to be used on the smaller areas. So, does that make sense? Like, if there's smaller areas, there's more smaller areas, so there's more colours and it's not taking as much time. Don't know if I'm making any sense. But I get the highlighters out and I start using the highlighters, coloured pens. Later on I start using paint pens, which I didn't want to use, but I ran out of colours, so I had to use paint pens. I was getting all sorts out. You know, I'm surprised I didn't resort to actually using paint. So now I'm doing the little boats at the bottom, if you can see. And once I've done that, I can't remember what I did next. I moved on to a house. That were it. I thought I'd make the house like a fun colour because it's not boring then, and I'll have more like bright colours than darker colours. But I wish I'd have made some of the other things like more fun colours. They sort of just look a bit out of place, to be honest. But I'm quite happy with how it turned out over a whole. It's probably not the best thing I've ever done, but it is one of the, like, it's quite cute, you know. But because it's on an A3 piece of paper, like, it's struggling to fit on my desk. I've not got like a huge desk, but I've got quite like a decent sized desk. It's just like quite small, but because it's A3, and obviously I've got my camera set up, and then I've got some pens on the other side. It makes it quite a small desk. Like, it's not teeny, but it's just not made for me to colour an A3 piece of paper. But I found space to do it, and you might not be able to see some things I'm doing on camera, but I make it work. And then I start resorting to colouring in with biro pens because I don't want to run out of colours. So, you know, that's what I resort to. I like that pink pen. I use that for card writing. You know, I've got to make up space by just adding fluff into this video, Anna, so let's talk about that. Then I do the menu board, which is really cute. I like the little truck. That and the hot air balloons and the little duck are my favourite part of this drawing. And the picnic blanket. I love it all, to be honest. Just the houses. If you've ever watched Peppa Pig, the houses remind me of Peppa Pig's house. And once I've said that out loud, I can't unsee it. It's a really big problem. I can't unsee it now. So I write food on top of the food truck, and I use it's like a highlighter pen, but it's just a normal pen form. And it looks like a highlighter, so I use that to try and make it seem like it's glowing. It didn't work very well, but I used it and it's fine. It didn't ruin the picture. But later on you'll see how the food sign did ruin the picture, but that's not now. That's later on. It didn't ruin the picture. I'm being a bit exaggerative. Is that a word? I'm exaggerating a bit when saying it ruined the picture, but because it's right in the centre, you can't sort of not see it. So this is a different day. That were all done sort of in the same week, and then I had 2 months of not doing this drawing, and I'm wearing my Christmas jumper listening to Christmas songs as I do this. And then I finished the drawing in one sitting. I just had the little details around all the trees and stuff like that, and then, you know, I do the picnic blanket, sort out the details on the baskets, the hot air balloon, and yeah, the final details I could have either made or broke it, made it or broke. the final details can either make or break it. So I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Some of the areas look better, like that hot air balloon I've just done with the little hearts on it. That ruined that for me. But some of the other areas looked better with the final details, like the little patches. They looked cuter with them final little details on. And the house with them little details, they sort of look cute, sort of don't. I'm still on the fence about them. But when I went over in a fine line around them hot air balloons, they looked so much better. Like the fine lining just made everything look so much sharper and brighter. And, you know, this is when I do the food sign, I'm pretty sure. And I tried to give it like a 3D look. And the O's and the D just didn't do it. The F's looks good. The O's and the D's are just a bit, they're not the best things in the world, let's just put it that way. And then we are on a number 99, so I only had to use one more fine liner because this is how I ended up resorting. So I did number 100, and then I added the little birds in the sky. And this is how it turned out. I'm super happy with this drawing, honestly. I think it looks super cute and I'm just really pleased with how it ended up looking. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you're not, and turn on notification. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be back to our normal schedule. So I'll see you next time. Bye!